What's up guys, Pat Flynn here with my buddy Chris Ducker, and today we're gonna talk about 5 ways that you can make money and a really big emphasis on the you part, so make sure you stick around and watch. All right, so Chris, man, welcome to the studio.
Good to be here,
Thanks
bro.
for being here, man.
All right.
Author of the brand new book, Rise of the Youpreneur, #1 bestseller in Amazon. What is a youpreneur? Can you define that for us really quick?
A youpreneur is somebody who builds a business based around them, their experience, and the people that they want to serve. So it's people like you, me, authors, speakers, coaches, bloggers, podcasters, all those kind of people.
And why is it good to build a business around you versus something where you're not even really known?
Well, because when you build the business of you, it's 100% original, right? So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, who you're serving, what market, what products or services you're selling. When you build the business of you, it's 100% original. It's future-proof as a direct result of that. And it's a very, very profitable business model.
So Chris and I have been friends for a really long time, and we love to have fun together. And so if at any time in this video you see kind of random things happening.
And the old dog, yeah. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income, and I'm gonna make you a lot of money. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And we're gonna do it without working.
Just please excuse us. Speaking of profit, we're gonna dive right into the 5 ways that you can make money as a youpreneur and business owner. So let's start with number 1.
Number 1 is coaching and consulting.
Okay.
So this is when somebody ultimately pays you to access your experience, right? Your career ultimately, right? So we're gonna be downloading.
What are you doing with your hand? That's really...
It's a little Michael Jackson thing going on here. We're gonna download it.
Okay.
But ultimately, no, we're in a position today where people are quite happy to pay for coaching and mentoring and consulting. So whether you're paying, or rather whether you're charging on a per hour basis, or maybe it's kind of a recurring type of mentorship setup, it's probably the lowest hanging monetization fruit for anybody building a personal brand.
So how do you get started with coaching and consulting? Where do you begin?
It begins with you and with your website, ultimately. I mean, once you define who you are, what you want to be known for, and how you're going to be able to help people, it then comes down to you, your website, putting a great coaching or consulting page up there for people to be able to kind of peruse. And obviously you want to focus on the benefits and the features of working with you as a coach or a mentor. And then, what people can expect to get out of working with you as a coach, ultimately, or as a consultant. And then you need that big fat buy now button so they can actually book it.
And I would focus on just getting that one customer to start. That's the cool thing about that versus with anything you want to focus on one, but with coaching and consulting specifically, you can imagine yourself having one person that you're helping, and that becomes a great way for you to test what it is you're doing to gain experience before you start serving even more people.
Yeah. Number 2 is affiliate marketing. Something, if it's okay with you, even though I wrote about it in the book, I'm gonna hand this one over to you because you are a master at this.
Thank you. Affiliate marketing is my jam. I love affiliate marketing. I think a lot more people should be doing affiliate marketing, and probably you're already doing most of the work already, because affiliate marketing is recommending products that already exist to your friends, to your following, to your family, and getting paid as a result from the company that you're helping out. So a lot of low-hanging fruit here as well, because you don't need to spend the time to create a product. You don't even necessarily need to spend the time to create a website either. You can get started right away. But I will say, a lot of people take advantage of how easy this is and then actually ruin the whole thing, because they find products that have great commissions and just shove them down people's throats and your family's throat, and you're not gonna be liked very much for it. You still have to come from a place of serving, finding a product that already exists, and letting a person know this is why I can help them. If it's helped you, if you start with products that you've already used yourself, that's gonna be a lot easier for you to push out and promote in a very genuine way where everybody becomes a winner.
But I will say, if you can't stand behind the product, then you shouldn't promote it. Plain simple, rule of thumb.
Right. And I would start out small. Likely you can become an Amazon associate, which is their affiliate program, and you can find products that you're probably already talking about, probably already using there, that you can recommend to your friends. And yes, it doesn't pay you a whole lot to start with, but it just gives you a taste of what it's like to recommend something and get paid as a result, which is really, really cool.
The actually added benefit on Amazon, unless they've stopped doing this recently, from what I understand, when someone visits, say somebody links to this with an affiliate link, and somebody goes ahead and clicks on it, not only do they get the affiliate commission based on this book if they buy it, but also anything else that they buy on Amazon within, a 24-hour period?
Within a 24-hour period, anything that goes in that cart, you get a commission for as well. So once you build your brand a little bit, there are likely other programs, software, courses, products that you can offer that come with a larger commission. And once you start to build this bank of recommendations that, again, these products are not yours, it becomes a great income stream for yourself that just becomes a passive income stream because you've written those articles, you've created those videos, you're helping people out, and you can get paid for it too. All right, so I don't know if you know this about Chris, but Chris used to be a basketball player, but one time we played basketball, crushed him.
It was an arcade game. It was in a video game arcade.
But you talk so much smack, you're like, I played basketball when I was... Let's go to number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is Infoproducts. So what we're talking about here is you downloading what's in your brain. We're going with the download thing again. But then we're also talking about creating courses or developing ebooks or putting together audio downloads.
So these are digital things.
Digital products that you can just create once, and then what you're doing is selling them over and over and over again. Actually in a very, very passive way. Now, the great thing about digital products is that they can also be consumed on the go as well. I mean, like nowadays, all you need is one of these things to be able to learn, right? I mean, this is how we consume most of the content that we create and get out there nowadays. This is how people are going to be consuming it. So ultimately, it's a great way to not only make money, but also genuinely bring people on board with your thought process and help them out in whatever it is that you're focusing on.
Okay, Infoproducts, I get that, but there's a lot of information out there already that people can get for free. Why would people buy information when they can already get it for free?
Convenience. Plain and simple. The one thing I come across a lot with people is that, well, they might have a blog or they might have a podcast. And, well, I've created so much great training content already through just the course of spreading my message and getting the word out there about what I do. Why would people pay for it if it's up on my blog or on my podcast? And the fact, honestly, is convenience. People want to have everything in one location, in a place where they can follow step by step by step. And with you as the teacher, it's all down to you to then go ahead and show them exactly what they should be consuming first before they move on to the next step, and so on and so on and so on. And by the way, these courses don't need to be 25 videos in length with tons of workbooks or anything like that. You can start really, really small with like maybe 5 lessons and a workbook for people to print out and follow through and just sell it for a couple of $100. It's really, really easy to get started with it.
One of my favorite courses is exactly that. 5 videos, about 10 to 15 minutes each, with workbook. And it has been one of the most helpful courses that I've taken. It's 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever.
Great
by
course.
Michael Hyatt. I would prefer information that can help me in a shorter time period than what used to be popular was like, hey guys, check out my course. There's 450 videos and like 500 pages of workbook. Like nobody wants to do that.
I would almost be skeptical of that nowadays, because if somebody is trying to sell you on buying their course based on the sheer volume of content that they've got in it, the chances are that the quality is pretty low. You want to try and shrink it down and get that learning curve to be as small as possible for people to be able to put it into action quickly.
And you want to sell them on the transformation that information,
the outcome,
can provide them.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay, so before we move on to number 4, how do you get started with Infoproducts? Like, where do you begin?
Well, you begin by validating your ideas with your community members. And I mean, you wrote a book on this.
Will It Fly?
Will It Fly, which I believe, knowing Pat the way I do, he'll probably run along and get a copy of the book.
Will It Fly, baby?
As well as put that right there.
Yeah,
now, this is actually pretty good right here. We've got both books. Can they see the whole thing?
I don't know. Let's raise the.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Now you can see both. That was actually quite sexy. That was quite. I feel like we need some music. Down, down, down. Like with the whole. Talk to your community. Tweet them. Send them private messages on Instagram or Twitter. That's huge, by the way, nowadays. That, for me, is like, and I talk about it in the book, P2P, people to people, right? That's huge. When you send somebody a private video message on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, it blows their minds because they don't expect it. That's being different. And that's part of being a great youpreneur, is about doing things that are different. It's not about doing things that are necessarily better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talk to your community members, see people at live events, tweet them, do all that fun stuff as well.
Cool. You like this stuff?
Can I have a go?
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I gotta
try to hit the little camera lens like right there.
The actual camera.
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to do it.
What if I do it right now? What will you give me if I hit the camera lens right now?
A high five.
God, such a. I'm a grown man.
Oh, high
Great.
five.
High five.
Okay.
High five.
All right, number 4, the holy grail of passive income. What they say is the holy grail of passive income, membership sites. Why is this such a big deal?
Because, quite frankly, the income that they create and generate is predictive and it's recurring. Every business on the planet needs definitely a predictive income model, so they know where they are from month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. But that recurring model is genuinely what it's all about. Because for me, if I can get someone to say yes once and then bill them over and over and over again, it's way easier than getting the first yes out of a brand new prospect. And so, I mean, look, understand this though, and this is a big one, and this is probably one of the reasons why you have not started a membership site yet. It ain't passive. It's anything but passive. Because you're charging on a recurring basis, you've got to show up on a recurring basis.
Right.
And that's the big one right there. So it's not for everyone, but if you do create a personal brand that is very, very successful, and you have this kind of fandom attached to it, which you certainly do, but if you do that and you want to get into that predictive recurring revenue model, then a membership site is great.
So how might an author, for example, build a membership site? Would it even make sense for an author?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm an author.
Yeah, I was setting you up there.
He's good. He's good like that. So yes, absolutely so. Because, you know, when you write a book, you're instantly seen as an expert on that topic. Okay? It's one of the easiest expert positioning strategies to get involved with. And it's also a book, absolutely. And it's also one of the most rewarding as well, because not only can you start a membership site from it, but you'll get keynote speaking opportunities, you get the opportunity to travel, not to mention the fact that tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that will end up actually buying and reading the book. Right. But it doesn't matter what your book is or what you're doing. The fact of the matter is you can absolutely utilize it. And it's great for people like coaches and mentors and things like that as well that don't want to do that one-to-one approach anymore because they've kind of just gone too far past that and they want to create more impact.
Right.
So they go from one-to-one to one-to-many. And that's a whole different ballgame. Your impact is huge at that point.
So membership sites, they're not exactly easy to manage, like you said, and I'm guessing not easy to create as well. Where would you go to recommend how to get started with building a membership website?
Well, really, I mean, there's one main source that I personally am a big fan of. I'm also become close friends with the guy who runs it, and that's themembershipguys.com. Mike and Callie run an incredible business teaching other people how to run their own memberships. And I mean, anything and everything you can possibly want to learn on setting up a membership site, they've got it taken care of.
Great. So the membershipguys.com. Great resource to get started if that business model makes sense for you. So the 5th way that you can make money is through
live events.
Live events. That's scary.
It's scary. It's that scary. It's awesome. Are you serious? Okay, so this is your opportunity.
I think people watching are like, I can't imagine me putting on an event. Like,
right.
Let's talk them through that.
Okay, so what we're talking about when we talk about live events is we're not talking about 3,000 people like conferences, right? Okay. So if you're a little bit kind of skittish on this idea because of you've got this vision of standing on a huge stage in front of all these people, calm down, Pat. Take it easy, right?
I'm sorry.
What we're talking about here is we're talking about ultimately bringing people together.
How many people?
Doesn't matter. It can be as little as just a handful, or it can be as huge as you want it to be. But here's the thing. In this day and age, with a very, very online, connected world, I believe we've never been more disconnected as a human race. And that's exactly the reason why you want to be seen as the person to bring people together. Very, very important. So I started out I did my first live event in 2011. So we're talking a few years back now. And all it was me sitting around a table with about 8 or 9 other entrepreneurs.
Who paid you?
Who paid me to be there for the day. And we called it the chrisducker.com Mastermind. It was very original name. Very original name. And all we did, really, honestly, was just mastermind. One by one, throughout the course of the day, everybody had like a hot seat where we kind of deep dived into their business concerns, their worries, their ideas, and all that kind of stuff. By the end of the day, by the way, I should add, before that day happened, none of the people in that room had ever met each other in person. Okay. By the end of that day, they were all best friends. Because when you put your heart on the table like that, when it comes to your business and you share all of your worries and your concerns and your ideas with people, it breaks down borders that you wouldn't usually break down on a normal sort of daily basis, right? So that was the first event that I ever did. Now, we're kind of at the point now where with the Youpreneur Summit.
Boom.
Ding.
Represent.
Ding.
Represent.
With the Youpreneur Summit, where we do have 300, 400, 500, 600 people in a location all at once, where they come from all around the world for a multi-day conference. It doesn't matter what the size of the group is. What really matters is what they're going to be walking away from it. But live events are a huge plus to a personal brand business owner because you're seen as the hero to bring people together. And everybody wants to be a hero.
So in the simplest form, how can a person, let's take an author who is somebody who, for example, wrote a book about dieting. Let's just say that, for example. And they're getting known in the space because of this book and because of their website and everything we talked about as like a dietitian who people go to, right? The go-to resource for that particular diet. How might they create a live event in the simplest form?
Great question. So what you could potentially do in that situation is maybe rent an Airbnb for one day. Okay. And you turn up with tons of bags full of great, healthy food from the grocery store. You invite maybe 10 or 15 people to come along as paid guests. So you just go ahead and email the offer out, or you build a landing page or whatever the case may be. And you say, hey, in this day, I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare an entire week's worth of healthy food for you and your family. Not only am I going to show you how to do it, but we're going to do it together so that you can take that home back into your house for your family. Huge.
So like specifically something that they could all do together is a meal prepping and learning at the same time, an interactive experience.
Yep.
And that could be done in just like a day.
Right. And nobody wants to, yes, some people will want to learn how to cook, but when you learn how to cook with other people, it's fun, there'll be laughs and jokes, you'll create new friendships, and that's exactly the reason why you want to bring people together over and over and over again.
Now, not your whole audience, not all of your readers are gonna go and be a part of this. It doesn't take very many to make it super impactful.
Absolutely.
Not only in those people's lives, but in your life as the entrepreneur, as you. So, all right, we talked about 5 different ways that you can make money. I want you to do 2 things for me. In the comments section below, tell me, number 1, which one of those resonates with you the most? If you were to get started with one of those business models, building a business around you, which one makes sense to you? There's no wrong answer.
Nope.
Right? It's just the one that makes sense for you and the one that you're most comfortable with. And number 2, I want you to get excited because if you do leave a comment like that, I'm gonna give away randomly to 5 commenters within the next week a signed copy of Chris's book.
Ooh.
So we got them already signed and I'm gonna ship them out to you on me. So leave a comment with which of these 5 business models for you makes sense. And then I'll give away 5 a week after this video comes out.
Generous guy.
Well,
so generous.
You signed the book and we planned this earlier. So.
We did.
All right, guys, so make sure you check out Chris Ducker at chrisducker.com and youpreneur.com. And also, I'll put a little card up here or somewhere around here to go check out his YouTube channel as well. He's got some great golden nuggets in and around his YouTube channel, so check him out. Any final words of advice for the viewing audience?
Just be you all the time. When you build the business of you, you can't be beat. It's future-proof.
Boom.
There's still life in the old dog yet. See, look, he's got to try and do better. What you don't understand, though, is height does matter in the game of basketball.
And speed, too. Snap out of it, Ducker. That probably looked totally fake, but that's okay.
You say something?
No, I just want to see what would happen.